All right, the next movie on our list is Airheads, starring Brendan Fraser, Jude, take it away.
Dave Bautista.
Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi,
and Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, the guy from Spinal Tap was in it.
I gotta stop. Oh, wasn't one of the Ghostbusters in this movie too?
Oh yeah.
Well, there were two Ghostbusters.
Egon.
Two Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and Winston.
I can't even say
There's a lot of people in this. Chris Farley.
And
Farley.
Kramer from Seinfeld is in this movie.
Yeah.
Take it away, Jude.
All right. 1994 Airheads, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour 32 minutes. This had a budget of $11 million. What do you think this brought in?
What? This movie was $11 million?
Yeah, they had to get all those naked pictures of B. Arthur.
Yeah, dude.
Those don't come
free.
cheap.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Outstanding.
11 million?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I think it's made money. I'm going to go
It had to have flopped.
45 million.
No.
These are all huge names.
Alex?
Not when it was made.
I would go higher than that if I were you. Huge names.
$8 million.
$5.7 million.
Yes.
So, fun
Get outta
fact,
here.
Spinal Tap is the only one of these three movies that actually made money.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
This was a fun movie.
Ready?
This is goofy. I didn't expect this movie to be as goofy as it was. I had no idea what to expect. But go ahead, Jude. Take it away.
Dungeon Master Chaz Darby just wants he and his bandmates to be heard. But when the yuppie bone smugglers at Palatine Records throw him out of the building for the last time, the industry leaves him no choice but to break into the KPPX radio station and hold it hostage until they play the Lone Ranger's demo. Everything was fine until Dick Smoke Milo, the station manager, barges into the radio booth, breaking up the on-air impromptu interview with the band. When Milo calls Mr. Pink trash, things start to get ugly, and bass player Rex Nucky Thompson pulls out a gun and threatens to pump so much lead into rocker David St. Hubbins that he'll shit bullets for a week. All of this goes down on the air, and the band realizes they have no choice but to double down on the hijacking. When the cops, news crews, and hundreds of looky-loos show up at the radio station, it becomes a media bomb scene and catapults the band into the mainstream. Suddenly, that putz, Jimmy Wing from Palatine Records, has a change of heart and hightails it to the radio station to sign the band and check out their Golden Girls nudes. Once Chaz signs the record contract, he's under the protection of the Palatine lawyers, and everybody knows rock stars don't serve hard time. The Lone Rangers will be on a tour in a town near you in 6 months. 3 if they behave themselves. Discuss.
This movie was such bullshit.
Really?
So stupid.
Come on, this was fun.
It was fun.
There's nothing to take
There's
seriously.
nothing to
about
take
this movie.
seriously in this movie.
This
at
is-
all.
You are out of your mind.
This is like one of those movies that Adam Sandler makes when he gets all his homies together.
Yeah.
You know, like what
Yeah.
are the ones? What are they called? Where they go to their
The
hometown.
vacation.
Yeah, I don't think this was an Adam
Grown-ups?
Sandler. Yeah, like this wasn't like a Adam Sandler made movie, right?
This is correct. This was like one of his first movies, and this was the first time he ever met Steve Buscemi.
Right.
So their friendship developed on this film, and Steve Buscemi went on to appear in like all of Adam Sandler's movies.
Yeah, I feel like
Well,
this
what-
is more of an SNL movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what I'm saying is it's one of those movies that all these funny people kind of got together with, and they brought in some of their like legit actor friends and stuff, you know, and they just kind of had some fun
Was
over
this,
the shooting time, and they made a stupid, goofy movie. You
was
know?
this Brendan Fraser's first movie?
No.
No.
How had he done Tarzan yet?
I don't think he'd done
No, I
Tarzan.
think Tarzan was after
but
this.
like he had done Encino Man for sure.
Okay.
And that one with Robin Williams.
Blast from the Past was after this too.
What year was this?
94.
Okay,
We need to do a Brendan Fraser week.
Yeah.
The Mummy, Blast from the Past,
Encino Man.
Encino Man.
Oh, I love Encino Man.
Down.
Do Pauly Shore week.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
The Weasel.
So he lives here in town. We could probably get him to come over.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know what to say about this movie. I didn't have fun with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Was I in the wrong frame of mind?
I guess. Maybe that's what it was. I just was like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Yeah, you know what? This was one of those movies that was on a loop on HBO back in the day. So like, you know, nobody saw it in the theater, but like when it got on HBO, they would play it like 3 or 4 times a day.
Right.
And so I must have seen this movie like a billion times when I was going through high school. And I remember it being way better than it was, you know, like rewatching it the other day, I'm like, you know what? This movie did not age well.
No, it
at
hasn't.
all. And all the jokes like fell flat for me. And I can kind of appreciate the cast that they have now.
Yeah.
But at the time, like I didn't know who Steve Buscemi was when I first watched this thing. And I thought he was like so weird looking.
Well,
and
dude,
he didn't fit the character.
he looks, even in 1994,
He looks like he's 55 years
still
old.
looks like he's in his 40s or 50s.
Fellow kids.
Hello, fellow kid. He walks out with his backpack, and I'm like, that's Steve Buscemi when he was like in his 20s. Looks like he's in his 40s.
Yeah, and the director of this movie is a man named Michael Lehman, and he was the director of Heathers. And
I love Heathers too.
yeah, he also directed Hudson Hawk, and more recently, he directed all the episodes for The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
Oh.
Yeah, so like,
That show was almost funny.
yeah, so like he's got kind of like a weird track record, but this movie was like a straight up comedy, and I didn't think it was all that funny.
Oh, I
So-
disagree.
I think it has its moments.
Okay, so Jude,
do.
why did you pick this movie? What's your history with it?
So this came out in 1994, and I think it's just a wonderful encapsulation of that time in music. And like I said, like in my 20s, when I was friends with a bunch of people who were trying to make it big in a band, like I know every single one of these people. When he's in the radio station and he's like, I'm out there on the streets and I'm living it and I am rock and roll.
Right.
I know that guy. I was friends with that guy. And I have heard this speech 100 times. And so one of my best girlfriends used to work at a Ruby Tuesdays, and every single person that she worked with was in a band. And they took themselves so seriously, and they'd be like, oh, I can't work this weekend because the band has a photo shoot. And we thought it was so funny how seriously they took themselves that we were like, you know what? We're in a band too. And we made up this whole lie that we were in a band. Our band's name was called the Self-Inflicted Wounds. It was us three girls who were all best friends, and we did like that thing where they're like, oh, well, it's not like thrash, and we don't do this, and we don't. It's more like a power slap. We said that. We were like, well, you know, it's like a melodic, hardcore, like symphonic, and we would just spew words.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. And they were like, oh, really? Like, what's your sound like? And one of us, I forget who, one played the bongos, one played the triangle, and I played the spoons. And that was it. And we were so fucking serious.
It's all percussion.
And it was all a lie. We created a website because we were like, you guys are so fucking ridiculous. And you're silly, and you take yourselves so fucking seriously, and this is what you sound like. We would go to their concerts because we were still friends, and we would always support the bands, but we would go to their concerts, and in between sets, we would jump up on stage and have people take pictures of us so that we could put it on our website as though we performed somewhere. We had friends who were like really savvy with computers, and they would like superimpose our faces in front of like famous places. We were like, the Self-Inflicted Wounds played the Budokan, and like would pretend to be on talk shows and stuff like we were an actual famous band. I still post things on Facebook from that time, and people who like knew us then will still comment like, oh shit, it's our favorite famous band, Self-Inflicted Wounds. And it became this huge joke. And this is one of those movies that kind of inspired that whole lie. And it's just funny to me, and it's hilarious, and I know all of these people.
Google doesn't like the word self-inflicted wounds. I got a lot of really
Yeah,
depressing stuff. I'm trying to find you.
I'm fairly certain it's disabled at this point because I've tried to look it up too, and I can't find it either.
You know, the biggest eye roll moment in this entire movie was when Beavis and Butthead call into the radio station.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about
You guys suck.
yeah, I'm sure Alex didn't even get that part.
I know who Beavis and Butthead are.
So, yeah.
But talk about a dated joke. It was bad.
That's what this movie feels like. It's like it's got some truth to it, but it feels dated.
It does feel like it was a Saturday Night Live skit that they turned into a movie.
Yeah.
Not very well.
But
you know,
like all the lingo, like
I love the lingo.
Oh, me too.
like bone knockers or like every insult.
I'm
that
not
they throw.
pulling pud here, man.
So I feel like most of the insults were like, we're making a PG or PG-13 rated movie, but we want to be R rated.
Yeah.
And none of them really land. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
My biggest question is like, why is Kramer in this movie? Because
To be Kramer.
he doesn't. Yeah, that's all he is. He's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
It's funny because
He's the person who brings the actual gun into it.
but Michael Richards' whole thing is like he's parroting Die Hard. And this movie was in a building that was right next to the building that they use as the Nakatomi Plaza building in Die Hard. And it's kind of funny because like when I saw the outside of it, I was like, oh yeah, that's in Century City.
Is that what he was trying to do? He was trying to do a Die Hard thing.
Oh, it was a total Die Hard. Like he had like the lighter and he was crawling through the vents and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, makes a little bit more sense now. Okay, I didn't.
But it's funny because at the beginning, in the opening scene, when he's talking with Michael McKean, he's talking about this like rash he has on his butt that won't go away. It was kind of funny.
It was kind of funny. That's what this movie is.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, that should be its new name.
I totally disagree.
You know, I would have liked it more if like when we actually got to hear the song at the end of the movie.
If it was good.
If it was actually good. Yeah.
That's the biggest problem that I had with this movie is like I was in for
they should have got like
stick it to the man, freaking I'm gonna play my shit over the radio because it deserves to be heard by the people, and the people are riling around them and they're like, yeah, this is what we want.
I mean, they should have
rock
had,
and roll, and then they play the music and I'm just like, it freaking sucks, bro.
They should have had like Motley Crue or Skid Row or somebody like write him a song for the movie or something. I don't know.
But another joke is that she, like the boyfriend and girlfriend, Brendan Fraser and Kayla, keep saying like, I wrote that song for you. I wrote that song before I even met you.
Yeah.
You wrote that song for me. That's my song. And you expect it to be something like Every Rose Has Its Thorns or something like that. And it's what's Johnny doing out on a Tuesday night? And it's like just talking about like anarchy and it has nothing to do with love
or friendship or anything.
Well, it's also it's from an actual band from the 1980s. It's a punk group called the Reagan Youth, and there was a song called "Degenerated," and they just like they had the rights to the song, so they're like, we're just going to use this song for the movie.
The Reagan Youth.
Yeah,
most of the people in this movie were like people that I made fun of because these were like butt rockers.
I played D&D too.
Wait, butt rockers?
Yeah, you know
what's a
that
rocker?
Los Angeles Sunset Strip hairband, hairspray, butt rock scene with their stupid hairstyles and their spandex.
Look at the way you look right now, bro.
I'm parodying it.
I can't.
You know that
you know you think you
that Poison scene. You know where they dress up like women. Put more Aquanet in their hair than anybody else.
Back when men weren't afraid to dress like women.
It's like I've told you guys before. I used to listen. I listened to bands like Metallica and Anthrax and Testament and stuff like that. You know, they wore fucking blue jeans and, you know, normal clothes and had long fucking hair and they stunk and they sweated, you know, and it's just like, and they growled and they were, you know.
I can't get into the freaking 80s glam rock.
No,
dude.
it's
I'm not into it.
there's a lot of that stuff that I do like. I mean, that's music my wife listens to, but it was never my scene. So I made fun of a lot of people who, you know, ran around in their stupid spandex and their hairspray. It was just funny. You know?
With their freaking armadillos in their trousers.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's just, but you know, I get it. It's a scene. It was huge. It was a huge scene. It's where like Guns N' Roses and bands like that came from, and you know, they're legit. They're still selling out stadiums, so you can't complain about it. You know, it's just.
I will say, on like an absurdity level, I was rooting for them when they took over the radio station. Like I was on their side. I'm like, okay, yeah, take over the radio station and play your music and get it out to the people because the freaking record labels are keeping you down, man. Like, I love that message.
These guys are running the industry and they don't know a damn thing about rock and roll.
Yes, I love that whole message behind this movie. I'm on board for it. I just think the delivery was a little bit weird. I think they went a little bit too
same kind of stuff that the Stillwater thought.
Yeah, exactly.
20 years before.
Yeah,
it's the same shit.
It's the same shit.
No, nobody
Same
understands
hairstyles.
us.
Same hairstyles. It's the same thing as today. It's just like freaking Spotify's not playing our music, man. It's just like,
it's just you know, it's just like the people that like listen to music like Unskinny Bop and shit like that. It's like
I love Unskinny Bop. That's a great song.
That's not metal, dude.
That's not metal.
That's vagina music. All right, it's just like forget it.
I like vagina
Get
music.
that shit.
Down.
Get that shit out of my radio.
A lot of guys like vagina music.
No, they don't. No.
I don't know what else to say about Airheads. It's okay. It was just okay.
It has an amazing cast, and every time Chris Farley was on screen, I was just like,
oh, that was the most underutilized part of this whole movie. Like Chris Farley barely did anything.
How about young blonde David Arquette? Surfer Dude.
Surfer Dude was David Arquette.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How many Clydesdales would it take to tear her off her face? He's like, you guys are crazy, man.
He's like, I'm gonna go marry Courtney Cox.
And then he escapes, but then he wants back in because it's more fun inside.
I got to watch this movie with you, Jude. I watched it by myself and I was not into it. It seems like it would be so much more fun in a group setting.
I'm very fun.
It's a fun movie.
And the receptionist is hilarious. How she's so into Adam Sandler, and Brendan Fraser's like, that's the quiet cool. That guy gets more bumper than a body shot.
That's right.
And she's like, when they're all sitting around the conference table and they find out that Rebel Radio is going soft and they have to restaff.
Oh yeah,
and you hear her whisper, "Oh, those blowjobs for nothing." It's so funny.
That's right. The rock and roll crowd was like, "How dare you? You're going on soft rock." They find like a stash of freaking cassette tapes that are all like this freaking terrible soft rock music.
Yeah.
And then Milo walks in when she's banging Adam Sandler. And
Yeah.
he's like, "You're screwing on my $1,500 leather couch."
There is a single stain on that leather. Yeah.
So help me God.
There's also this character named Marcus who's played by Reggie Cathy in the movie, and he's just like this militant black guy, and he just accuses everyone of being racist.
I mean, Sandler's character was being a little racist. It was kind of funny.
Was he?
Yeah, a little bit.
But he meant well. He was like, "Why don't black people like me?" And he genuinely wants to know.
Remember when Adam Sandler refused to give them his code because they wanted to try it to get into the
they were
building.
going to try and use the credit card to break into the radio station.
Can't give you my code, man.
That's my code. It's like, I can't just give it to people.
Final thoughts. Give it a rating, Vader.
I don't know. Goofy, silly movie that's not that good, but it's got a really good cast. 2.5. Like a stick it right in the middle.
Okay. It needed boobs, huh?
It needed some boobs. Yeah.
Both Brendan Fraser's girlfriend.
I wanted to see the receptionist boobs.
And her.
That would have made it a 3-star.
Yeah, because they walk in and Adam Sandler's, they're doing their thing, and she's like, she's got a bra on, and she's like, oh man, so much
the girlfriend Kayla in this movie. Oof.
Yeah, they're both pretty hot.
She was hot.
That's an 80s blonde freaking.
And 90s.
Is she still in prison?
What did you say? 2-star?
I was gonna go 2.5, but now I'm going 2 because Ricky pissed me off with it. So
okay.
2 stars.
2 stars. Jude
lost a half star for gifts.
Yeah, for Patreon gifts.
For Patreon.
Google says that she is still in prison.
Who?
Kayla.
Like the actress who played Kayla.
Mm-hmm.
She's still in prison?
Yeah.
What did she go to prison
for? Second degree vehicular homicide.
Oh my God.
I believe she was drunk driving. And like an old couple was either, I think they like made the couple was at fault technically, but because she was drunk, she got cited. And, like she killed one of them with her car or something like that. I forget what actually happened, but she served like a small amount of time and then was released. And then I guess they reevaluated, and like 5 years later, they resentenced her and told her she had to go back to jail. And I think she's still there.
You can do that?
I guess.
That doesn't sound legal.
I don't know.
That's terrible.
But I think they're trying to make an example of her because she got off like too easy because she was an actor.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Perfect. That was amazing.
Talk about the more you know moment.
I am not going to drive after we're done with this podcast. That is clear.
Good little PSA from Alex.
Man.
The salty nerd.
I feel like I'm stone cold sober right now.
Is that your
Why
alligator?
am I the only drunk person here? That does not fair.
Maybe because you drank 4 whole glasses of whiskey.
Maybe. You guys, I thought you guys were going to keep up with me.
You finished a bottle, opened another bottle, and then got out a third bottle just to have in the other room.
Well, I can't waste the cowboy.
First step is to admit you have a problem.
I can't. Well, it's only on Tuesdays, so it's fine.
I don't think that's a problem. It's not a problem for me.
Okay. What did you give it as a rating?
I didn't yet.
Okay.
You said
you.
This movie holds up for me. I am aware that it does not do as much for y'all as it does for me. But this is one of my favorite movies that I can rewatch over and over and over again. Another movie that I know probably every single word to.
Okay.
Really?
And you're gonna be so mad. But this is 4.5 $1,500 leather couches.
Oh Jesus!
It would
4.5 stains on the leather couches.
Yeah, it would be 5 if it was R-rated, but I get annoyed at PG-13 movies.
Wow.
Wow. Jude, I had no idea. I like that so much. That's crazy to me. But okay, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. It's fine.
It is what it is.
I
man.
respect you. I respect you.
I wish the music at the end was better. That's all.
Yeah.
Like
What's
the big,
Johnny doing
better
out
song.
on a Tuesday night?
the big finale. I'm like, I wanted something freaking epic.
And that's another thing I love when they have to pantomime, but they didn't tell them that they were going to have to pantomime until they have to pantomime. And they're like, don't make us be lame. And they just refuse because
they're rock and rollers,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We haven't even talked about the band name.
Oh, the Lone Rangers.
You can't pluralize Lone Rangers.
I don't understand.
Like Kurt Loder's there reporting. He's like, wait a minute, is that right? The Lone Rangers.
The Lone Rangers. Can you make that more than one?
I did like
stupid.
the DJ guy. He was pretty fun.
He was chill.
Yeah.
He was
Joe
chill.
Mantegna.
Yeah, Joe Mantegna.
Yeah.
He was good.
Like I said, I love the message behind it. I think it's true. Freaking fuck the record labels, man. Like make your rock and roll.
You know what this movie needed? David Spade. I needed David
They
Spade.
needed to use Chris Farley more. I feel like he was completely underutilized.
Well, Chris Farley wasn't Chris Farley at this time. Like
That's true.
he was just kind of breaking out on SNL, and even Adam Sandler. Like the only thing he was known for at the time was like Opera Man, and like everyone was like, "What's Adam Sandler doing in a movie?" You know, so like a lot of these people who eventually blew up and became like who they were, they weren't very well known at the time. So,
all right, Cage, final thoughts. Give it a rating.
This is a 2-star movie, in my opinion. Didn't like it. Didn't age well. Cast is great. Writing's bad. Directing's bad. We got Stuttering John as the guy who's like, I used to masturbate constantly.
There was a few little cameos.
Yeah,
In there. Like
lot of
Lemmy
cameos.
was in here real quick.
It was fun to see Harold Ramis, where
Yeah.
like he's an undercover cop trying to pretend to be a record executive, and they keep testing him, and he keeps failing.
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know, who's greater, Lemmy or God? And he's like, well, Lemmy. And they're like, nope. And he's like, wait, God. And they're like,
Nope.
Trick question.
Lemmy is a god.
Yeah. Harold Ramis is like, darn it. So like there was like a lot of like, you know, funny stuff, like the SWAT guy who like keeps having like domestic problems. He's like, you know, like I have one little skid mark in my underwear. You think it was World War III?
That's right. Yeah, he was all pissed off at his wife.
This movie has such a comedic, amazing DNA to it.
It should be better.
It should be better.
It has funny ideas, but the
Yeah.
execution of them just isn't good. Like I always like whenever Brendan Fraser's on screen, like I just feel his performance in this movie so cringy.
Mhm.
Like I don't enjoy it. And Steve Buscemi seems miscast to me. Like
Hello, kids.
You know what would have been funny? You know what would have been
This
funny?
is Oedipus Rex.
It's if Chris Farley was the Steve Buscemi role. That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been better.
The fat dude.
I disagree with all of you.
Yeah, I mean, like the actors themselves are all great, but I just feel like their characters didn't work for me. So yeah, like you know, like I said, when I first saw this movie, I thought it was really good, and upon rewatching it, it just didn't age well. So 2 stars.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. 2 stars for me.
Poor Jude.
I know. I feel bad for Jude. Jude, I love that you love this movie.
You don't have to feel bad for me.
I think it
I'm
has.
out there on the streets and I'm living it.
You're a real rock and roller. I think it has potential. Like we've talked about already, the cast is freaking phenomenal. Everything about this movie should work, but for some reason it just doesn't. I don't know what it was exactly. The timing, I don't know. It didn't strike me as that good. And I think the biggest thing that I can say that would have made it better is if their music was actually really freaking good. I would have been like, wow, that's funny because everybody else thinks they're freaking jokes, but in reality, they're freaking badass rock and rollers. Their music sucked. Like the little tiny snippets of audio that we hear from their band is just not good. And it's just like, man, like I think it would have been funnier. It would have been better. It would have been a good message.
I think that's part of the joke, though, is like they're not very good, but like they become popular because of this stunt as opposed to their music.
Do you know what it's like playing for 15 minutes and the only people that are there to see you are the other bands and their girlfriends?
I know, it sucks. Yeah.
I love you, Jude.
I just remembered something. Remember how I said we created this big joke about our fake band?
Yeah.
In order to take it to the next level and to just prove how funny we were, we also made posters, and I just remembered I still have one.
Like
nice.
in the house?
It's over there. Yeah, it's on the altar.
Go to saltynerdiscord.com to get pictures of Jude's band poster. All right. Yeah, 2-star for me. I had fun with it, but it's not my wheelhouse. It's not something I'm going to go watch again unless I'm drunk with Jude. All right. That's it for the podcast today. Thank you guys for watching it. Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
They can find me at MattVader74 on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
Saturday mornings
here on this channel, playing some video games. So yeah, just doing my thing.
Cool. Jude, where can they find you?
You can find me on my website at thevoiceofjude.com, or you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. You can find me on the socials on Instagram or TikTok at I am Jude Juju.
Okay. Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. Kadishbooks.com will take you to my Amazon page. And please go to saltynerd.com/rate. We're trying to get 200 5-star ratings on Apple Podcast so we can be certified as an actual movie review podcast on Rotten Tomatoes. We still got a ways to go. We have to try to meet this goal before the end of March. So anything you guys can do to help out. We're getting close, but we still need some ratings to get there. So tell anyone who has an Apple device that you know to go to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star rating. They don't need to write a review, just a rating.
You guys can catch me sobering up on our Discord app at saltynerddiscord.com.
Probably on my couch.
Probably on Jude's couch. So head over to Salty Nerd Discord and join the community. It's a really fun place. I really do love what we've been able to create over there. The community is amazing. We do watch parties on Monday nights. Jude's going to be doing trivia, all kinds of really cool stuff. And there's a ton of different chat rooms available to you guys. So head over there and support the podcast. And we thank you guys all for your dedication and getting this far into the episode if you've been watching the whole time. So thank you guys all so much. And that's it. Stay salty.